guess what? I made trousers. I know. Who even am I? Your girl has successfully made not one, but 2 pairs of trousers, you guys. So if you are interested in seeing what all the hype is about, then please keep on watching. Hey Stitchers, your girl Chris here. Welcome or welcome back to my channel on social, where it's totally cool to be obsessed with sewing. So folks, your girl went ahead and did a thing. And now I feel like a superstar. Like I don't even feel like you guys should even be talking to me anymore because I'm just too cool for school. Alright, I'm just kidding. But I did make 2 pairs of trousers and I feel super stoked about it. And so today I am going to be spilling all the tea with you about 2 different trouser patterns. But I just got back from a photo shoot and it's hot and my belly then my back. Translation, I'm hungry. So forgive me, I have made myself a cup of tea so while we chat I can sip and chat. I don't want to end up keeling over from hunger off this chair. So, we sip. Anywho, the first pair of trousers I made was actually the Saguaro Trousers by Friday Pattern Company. Now, a little bit of the backstory. For the month of June, I put out a video asking you guys to vote on a pattern I should make for my birthday look. I put the same poll over on Instagram, and my Instagram followers voted for Simplicity 9330. I'll put the line drawings in so you can see it. And you guys, that pattern has 2 different views. One the dress and one being a jumpsuit. No, your girl ain't no punk. So the fact that my Instagram followers voted on this pattern meant that your girl challenged herself to make up her very first jumpsuit. Now, I have had 0 luck with fitting trousers in the past, but I was determined to have a wearable jumpsuit by the end of June. So I spent most of June working on toiles and fitting adjustments for the trouser section of that pattern. Now I did get some help from Michelle of Win Michelle over on Instagram, and she gave me a one-on-one session and walked me through some basic fit adjustments for trousers. Once I had done the basic adjustments that she shared with me, I was so surprised that the trousers fit. Now they weren't perfect and I didn't expect them to be perfect, but they fit me well enough that I felt confident enough to go ahead and cut out my fabric and sew up my jumpsuit. Now I'm going to share a toile or a picture of my jumpsuit right here so that you can see what I ended up with as my birthday outfit. But the confidence I gained from successfully sewing up my toile sort of pushed me into trying out other trouser patterns. These 2 trouser patterns are actually trousers and not like jumpsuits, and I was able to get decent fits on both of them. So the first one, as I said, is the Saguaro Trousers by Friday Pattern Company. I'm just drawing for my handy dandy notebook because I cannot remember all of the adjustments that I made, even though there weren't that many to begin with. Anyways, for my Saguaro Trousers, I started with a size. Why don't I have the size written down? You guys, I did not write down the starting size, so I'm gonna have to double check the actual pattern and then I'll put it here on the screen somewhere so you can see what size pattern I actually started with. Now, the Saguaro trousers are elastic waist trousers and they are wide-legged trousers. Now, I really like the silhouette. I've always liked wide leg trousers, and because I have a rectangular body shape, I feel like these types of trousers are likely to be most flattering on me, even though I don't really wear trousers because I have not been able to find a pair ready to wear that actually fit me the way I want, and I haven't been able to sew them up. So in my mind's eye, these are the types of trousers that I would gravitate to because I feel like they would best complement my body shape. Anywho, the starting size I'll put on the screen and then I can tell you what the adjustments are. So what did I do? Now, the first adjustment that I went ahead and made was to reduce the pant depth by 1¼ inches. Now the crotch depth on this pattern was 13 inches. When I measured my crotch depth, I got, I think, 11 inches, and I needed to add 3/4 inch ease to that measurement. So my final crotch depth that I was aiming for was 11 3/4 inches. So I subtracted 11 3/4, which is my measurement, from the pant crotch depth, which was 13 inches, and as a result, I reduced my crotch depth by 1.25 inches. I also went ahead and increased my front crotch length by 6/8 inch and increased the back crotch length by a whopping 2.5 inches. No, I have never thought of myself as having a big booty. As a matter of fact, I have very little booty in my opinion, and I feel like God sort of shafted me on the booty department. Notwithstanding that, I still had to increase my back crotch length by 2.5 inches. So that sort of tells me that there is a booty there. It doesn't feel like very much to me, but clearly the pattern drafter drafted for even less booty than my booty. And so perhaps I can start to celebrate and thank God for his small but big mercies. All right. I cannot take myself seriously, at least not for too long. Anyways, as I said, I increased the back crotch by 2.5 inches. Now I'm going to attempt to stand up and show you what my pants look like. I know that you will not be able to see like all of me because of where I'm sitting and the distance from my camera, but I'll also go ahead and drop in a twirl or some photographs or something so that you can see what my pants ended up looking like. Oh, before I do, I made an additional adjustment to these trousers. I went ahead and lengthened my pant leg by 2 inches. In hindsight, I feel like I should have lengthened them by 3 inches. I am 5 foot 8.5 inches, which is a little taller than average, but I am short-waisted, and so I carry a lot of length in my legs. And even though I lengthened these trousers by 2 inches, for my personal preference, I feel like I could have lengthened them just a bit more. Anyway, let me stand up right quick. So these are the finished trousers. And they look pretty decent at like the crotch level. As I said, I'll go ahead and drop in a twirl so that you guys can see much better what these trousers actually look like. Tea break. Now overall, I really enjoyed this sew, and I was ecstatic when I put these trousers on and saw how glorious they looked on me. Now that is my opinion. If your opinion differs, then shh. But if you are in agreement with me, then go ahead and leave me a comment to say, girl, you slayed those trousers. Anyways, I found the pattern instructions to be very good. They were very beginner friendly, and I do consider myself a beginner when it comes to sewing trousers. Now, I could kind of figure out how these trousers came together even without the instructions. Like basic sewing sort of dictates how things are constructed, like fronts to backs, then waistbands, that sort of thing. But I did go ahead and reference my sewing instructions just because trouser sewing was new to me. I found that these trousers came together very quickly and very easily. They do have an elastic waist, which makes for easy fitting at the waistline, and it also makes for a much more comfortable garment. It means that I can eat as much as I want to, and the waistband will expand to accommodate my growing tummy. No, I'm not pregnant. I'm talking about like a food baby. So I really like the elastic in these trousers. I did go ahead and use the 2-inch elastic that the instructions called for, and I also top stitched my elastic into place as per the instructions. 3/8 inch from the top of the waistband and 3/8 inch from the bottom of the waistband. Now I always top stitch my elastic into place whenever I'm sewing anything with elastic. It just makes for a much cleaner finish. I think I demonstrated it on my Love Notions Caprice skirt right here on the channel. I'll go ahead and drop the link in right here so you can find it. I think I showed it in that video. I'm hoping I showed it in that video. But in any event, as I said, I almost always top stitch my elastic into place, and I was happy to see that this step was actually included in these pattern instructions. Now this pattern also includes like a drawstring casing at the waist on top of the elastic, and I really think that this just adds an additional nice touch to these trousers. You guys, these trousers also have pockets, but your girl did not sew the pockets. I know, who even are you dealing with today? I love pockets, at least I generally do. But these trousers, I actually stuck the pockets to the main trouser when I was making my adjustments so that I could make the adjustments to both the trouser and the pocket simultaneously, because these pockets are like those slanted pockets. And once I had stuck it to my pattern piece, it would have required me to go back in and to trace off the finished pocket piece because of how I had stuck them to my trousers. And once I had done all of the work on the trouser fitting, I really just wanted to dive in and get to sewing. And so I omitted the pockets in these trousers, but the next time I make these trousers, and there will be a next time, I will be sure to go ahead and include the pocket pieces. Now overall, if I were to rate these trousers, I would give them like an 8 out of 10 because I'm really generally happy with how they fit my body. But I know that there is always room for improvement, and since I am so new to the trouser game, I'm pretty sure that there are a couple of tweaks that I can do to secure an even better fit on these trousers. And as I told you already, I need to go ahead and shorten them by an additional inch. But 8 out of 10 is a great score in my opinion for my very first pair of elastic waist trousers. Now I made up these trousers using the leftover fabric I had from a Minerva make. I actually had a Minerva unboxing here on the channel featuring the Shelby dress by True Bias Patterns that accompanied this gorgeous floral viscose fabric in a Minerva kit box. Now, once I had finished my garment, I did go ahead and make the Shelby dress instead of the Shelby romper. I'll drop the link in here so you can go ahead and watch that video as well. But once I had completed that make, I had quite a bit of fabric left over, and I was super happy to see that I could eke out the Saguaro trousers over my leftover fabric. Now, once I had completed cutting out the Saguaro trousers, I still had a little bit of fabric left over. You guys, I got so much fabric in that Minerva kit. If you have never tried a Minerva kit before, I would definitely encourage you to go ahead and give it a go. And if you happen to be at the smaller ends of the size spectrum, it means that inevitably you are likely to be left over with additional fabric that you can score yourself an additional garment. In my case, I scored myself not 1 but 2 additional garments. So as I said, I had a piece of material left over and I was contemplating what I could possibly make with this fabric. So I opted to make just this elastic waist top. There is nothing fancy about this top. It's literally 2 rectangles sewn together. I created a casing at the top of my rectangle and then just went ahead and fed some elastic through and created like this paper bag situation at the neckline. And then I also went in and added bias tape right where I thought my waistline would be on the inside to create a second elastic channel, which I just threaded some elastic through and hemmed this top, and voila, I had a wearable piece. As I said, it's nothing fancy, and I would have preferred to use a pattern that accommodated like the arm side, just because when you make garments out of rectangles, it means that it runs straight through the arm side, and so I've ended up with a little bit of extra bunching at the underarm. But as I said, it's not really significant, and given what fabric I had left over, I'm pretty pleased that I was able to have a set out of this fabric. So now I have 3 garments in my wardrobe featuring this amazing floral fabric from Minerva. Now, in the event that you want to go ahead and grab yourself some of this fabric, I'll leave the link in the description box. You can use my affiliate link if you so choose, so you can score yourself some of this fabric or any fabric. As a matter of fact, you can score yourself anything from Minerva using my affiliate link. It costs you nothing extra, but I do get a small commission that goes right back into the running of my YouTube channel. Now that I have shared make number 1 with you, I need to share make number 2 with you. I think I should probably pop them on, even though they probably don't match with my top. Anyways, let me try them on so that you guys can see. Alright, so I've gone ahead and switched into my Foxie Boxies by Gracie Steele. I'll stand up again just to show you what they kind of look like, but I know I'm going to have to drop in like a twirl or photographs or something so that you can get a better appreciation for these shorts. Now, the Foxie Boxies are shorts. They do feature elastic at the waistline as well, and they also have pockets. Now I made these up using leftover linen that I had in my fabric stash, and I think I've had it in my stash for a couple of years. If my memory serves me correct, I had made myself a red linen dress out of this fabric years ago. I no longer have that dress. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what became of it, but I did have a remnant of this fabric left over, and it was just enough for me to get the shorts cut out of this fabric. And I think that this is a perfect material for these shorts. Now the Foxie Boxies also has elastic, as I said, but they do feature like a grown on waistline as opposed to a separate waistband piece. So the top of the trousers extends up into the waistband, you fold it back on yourself, top stitch it, and then you create the casings for the elastic. Now these trousers ask you for 3-inch elastic, or as an alternative, 2 pieces of 1.5-inch elastic. Now I did not have any 3-inch elastic in my stash, but I did have 1.5-inch elastic, and so I was pleased that the instructions provided this as an alternative. So I used 2 pieces of 1.5-inch elastic, and so I created 2 casings for my waistband, and then I went ahead and did the top stitching on top of the elastic. Again, these pattern instructions by Gracie Steele also include a step for the top stitching of the elastic, and so that's a definite win in my book. I love top stitched elastic. Obviously it means that if you miss and your elastic is too long, or if after a couple of wears your elastic stretches out, it makes it difficult to adjust your pieces, because it means that you then have to go and unrip all of that top stitching. But as I said, I really think it adds a finished look to any garment, and it also helps to reduce the bulk at the waistline. And you guys, your girl does not need any help adding any additional bulk to this waistline, and so that's a definite plus in my book. Now for the Foxie Boxies, I actually wrote down the starting pattern size, you guys, so hooray for me. So I started with a size G. Her sizes are alphabetized. Is that how you say it? Alphabetized, I think so. Anyways, I started with a size G, and the crotch depth of this pant for the size G was 12 3/4 inches. Now I needed a crotch depth of 11 3/4 inches, and so I went ahead and reduced the depth by 1 inch. On the front crotch, I increased it by 1 5/8 inches, and on my back crotch I increased it again by 2.5 inches. Now this is the second pattern that I have had to increase the back crotch depth by 2.5 inches. Again, what does that say about my small booty? I do not know. Anyways, having done those adjustments, I went back in and removed a 1/4 inch on my front crotch length only, just because I felt like it was a little bit baggy in my front crotch. Now that my shorts are complete, I feel like for my next iteration, I want to go ahead and reduce the depth just by a little bit more. Now these are intended to be high-waisted shorts, but I still feel like they are a little bit higher than I would find most comfortable. So I think on my next iteration, I might want to go ahead and reduce the depth, maybe by 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch or so. I might also need to go back and reduce the front crotch by a little bit more, because I do find them, let me see if I can show you, just a little bit baggy in the front crotch. Now it's not that obvious, and I feel like maybe I am being nitpicky, but as I said, if I were to make this again, or more accurately, when I make these trousers again, I think that those are the adjustments that I would like to make. Now I definitely also want to make the Foxie Boxies in the long version. Again, I like the wide leg silhouette in long trousers on me, and I have confirmed that with the Saguaro Trousers, and so I definitely feel like I want to go ahead and make this one up as well in the long version. Now if I were to compare the Foxie Boxies to the Saguaro Trousers, figuring out which one I like best at the moment, I like the waistband of the Saguaro Trousers more than I like the waistband of the Foxie Boxies, just because the waistband of the Saguaro Trousers are a little bit narrower and I think more flattering on my body type. Now I like that the Foxie Boxie has pockets, but again the Saguaro Trousers also has pockets, but your girl left them out, and so it's probably unfair of me to choose one over the other based on that. The other thing is that I made the long version of the Saguaros and the short version of the Foxie Boxies. So I feel like once I make up the long version of the Foxie Boxies and get a better appreciation for how they look as trousers, then perhaps I will be in a better position to offer you more comparison between the two patterns. I do like, however, the drawstring on the Saguaro trousers. I feel like they add just another little extra touch to the trousers that gives it this finished sort of ready to wear look, and I can perhaps incorporate a drawstring into my Foxie Boxies. I can think about that, and as a matter of fact, I can probably also reduce the waistband on the Foxie Boxies as well, just so it's not as wide. These things will require me to pull on my hacking expertise, and I know off the top of my head that it is possible and it shouldn't be that difficult actually. So maybe if I get some time, I'll go ahead and give that a try. Talking about pattern hacking, let me just pause really quickly to say that July is the pattern hackathon over on Instagram, hosted by your girl, that's me. It is a sewing challenge open to the entire sewing community, and it really just encourages us to go ahead and hack our patterns. Now, I know you guys are already hacking your patterns. You are lengthening and shortening and adding sleeves and adding frills and changing gathers into pleats and all of these things already. And so I just felt like having a month just to put the spotlight on something that we're already doing and to give you guys opportunities to win prizes was just spectacular. I hosted it last year. I was a little hesitant about doing it again this year, but with a little bit of encouragement, I have. And so if you are into pattern hacking, as a matter of fact, even if you're not into pattern hacking, you should absolutely give it a go for the pattern hackathon over on Instagram. I did a YouTube video right here. You can go ahead and get all the details for that if you are curious, or you can run on over to my Instagram where you can find tons of information on the pattern hackathon. Anyways, those are the two trousers. Sorry, are they trousers if they're not both long? Those are the two pants patterns that I wanted to share with you. And as I said, I'm really proud of myself for making up not one, but two pants patterns in the month of June, as well as the jumpsuit for Simplicity 9330. Now, I can see myself making many more trousers in the future. Now that I kind of have an idea of what I need to do, I feel a little bit more enthusiastic about giving a proper pair of trousers a go. Now, I have bought the NH Riviera trousers after I saw Esther of 9 to Stitches version over on Instagram. These trousers are amazing, and again, they are wide leg trousers, but they do not have an elastic waistband. They have an actual waistband, and I feel like they will be very corporate appropriate, and so they will probably do very well in my work wardrobe. So I'm going to go ahead and print off that pattern, and I think it's probably going to be the next pant pattern that I give a go. Now, that is all I needed to share with you guys today. Please leave me a comment down in the comment section below and let me know what you thought of my two trouser makes. Which one was your favorite? Do you have any fit adjustments for either of them or both of them? Have you made any of them before? Spill all of the information in the comments box down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you have gotten this far in my video and you are not yet a subscriber, then folks, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you never ever miss any of your girls' upcoming videos. It is my pleasure to be here with you guys from week to week. I really appreciate the time it takes you to watch my videos, to like and to leave a comment. It really means so very much to me. I appreciate your presence in my space. Now, that is all I needed to share with you guys today. So until next time, stay calm, stay cool, stay safe, and absolutely keep sewing. Peace.